he is 100% worth it.
He takes it to another level. Oh my God, I just fell in love with it.
Thanks so much, Jay.
Blew my mind. And it worked. I wanted to buy my thing.
Jay is, I would say, the Yoda of sales calls, man.
Just talking to Jay, he was so good at just taking what it is, seeing the opportunity and the value and the real reason we are making it.
Talk to Jay because he got it. He can definitely help you out.
Talk to Jay. You're going to get a lot. You're going to gain a lot.
I would absolutely recommend him for any position that you have.
Jay's definitely the guy.
Give him the chance, give him the opportunity. You won't regret it.
He's good at what he does, so I highly recommend him, and I would book him before he is fully booked out.
I realize I'm just muted. Welcome to the Sales Ninja Show podcast, where we cut through the noise, ditch the outdated sales tactics, and show you how to close deals with confidence, strategy, and integrity. I'm Jay, and I'm the founder of Sales Ninja. And if you're tired of chasing leads, handling endless objections, and feeling like you have to convince people to buy, you're definitely in the right place. Here, we do sales differently, and we believe in positioning over pressure, where the right people lean in without the need for pushy tactics. That's the heart of the reverse glass selling framework. A kingdom-driven approach built on trust, service, and true connection. Because when you lead with value, sales becomes effortless. And when you sell more, you can actually give more. Today, we've got something special for you. Our guest is a seasoned expert in SEO, social proof, and trust signals, strategies that have helped e-commerce brands 4x their traffic and scale to new heights. Aaron Brandley is with Shopper Approved, a company that has been a Google review partner for over a decade, and is here to share the tactics that will help you drive free, high-intent traffic. They have been an Inc. 500 recipient twice, hold strong to their values as a family-centered, privately held business. This has resulted in becoming the first Diamond certified client of the Childani Institute and a 4.7 rating or better with the Better Business Bureau, Trustpilot, G2, and Capterra. Please welcome Aaron Brandley. Hey, Aaron, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. What an intro.
Awesome. Well, you did a lot, so you achieved a lot, so that makes it easier for me. Well, let's dive right in, because I mean, the reason why we started late was because we hit it off and we were having such a great conversation, and I'm just curiously interested and genuinely impressed at what you've been able to achieve with your business and with the ability to drive free, high-intent traffic, which I don't hear a lot of in this day and age. So tell us about your personal journey. Did you always start off as an entrepreneur? Did you have family members that were entrepreneurs in your family? Where did it all happen?
Well, yeah. So my brother Dave started way back in 2006, started to create these. He saw that 30,000 WordPress sites were getting hacked every single day, every day. And this was back in 2006, and it was crazy. So he created a way to provide safety and security for these websites back in 2006. And then he created a seal so that so that people would know when they came onto those sites that they were safe, that they were PCI compliant, that they checked for malware and all of this stuff. And so he made a little seal, put that on their website. And what they found out was that this little trust signal, this little seal with a certificate that said all the different things that we did to make that site safe, improved conversions. So he's like, wow, well, let's help conversions as best we can. You see it nowadays on Amazon and Best Buy and Walmart with a secure transaction icon, a little icon right next to the buy now button. Yeah. And so we have that, and we like to think that we we started that whole game because they saw that working there, and that's how we got started in the conversion side of things. And then so we became partners with Google. We're an official Google review partner for both store reviews and product reviews, and those reviews obviously help with conversions. We created a widget where they can scroll through a whole bunch of ratings and reviews, starting with the most recent, which is really important, and then making sure that those reviews are displayed on their website. But not only that, but then syndicated them to Google. And when you syndicate ratings and reviews to Google, whether it's through your rating, the 5-star rating that shows up in your ads, that improves the conversion rate of those ads by 30%, or you put them in products with those rating reviews there, or you put them in the certificate page that we have. All these things boost conversions on your website and move traffic, free traffic, over to your website as well. And then we partnered with people like AnswerBase, who does Q&A software, because anybody who's been watching what's been going on with Google in the last year knows about the helpful content update and how they're no longer letting big companies keyword stuff blogs. They're wanting to provide good content for clients who potential clients who want to learn about their products, learn about their services, what they provide. So these little 40 to 60 word answers are showing up as featured snippets on the top of Google before ads, before anything else. They're showing up there, and they're getting 40% of the click-through rate. So people who understand the effectiveness of Q&A are really doing really well now, unlike those companies who continued to try to do what they were doing before and have now just plummeted. And now the AI is involved with the Q&A, and it makes we connect to your Google Search Console, and so we get questions and answers from everybody in the world, bring them into your database, into your dashboard, and then you mold it to your brand. We ship it back out to your website so people can find out about you, and then we ship it to Google, and that's where they show up as feature snippets. That's where you start getting 4 times the amount of targeted traffic, people with high intent to come back to your website.
You had me at boosting conversions by 30%.
Yeah, and when you put all of our tools together, it's better than that, right? For example, you put on your product page, you put the ratings and reviews from that product. You put the Q&A link there where they can go in and ask their questions, get their questions answered, and then you got that secure transaction icon right next to the buy now button. It's the trifecta. It's everybody who's anybody is using those 3 things, and those 3 tools really do boost conversion significantly. And obviously we've had case studies that have done way more than 30%, and we've had some that have done only 20%. But just that secure transaction by itself does 10 to 15% by itself. We have a case study on that does 19%, and then improves longevity, loyalty to you by having 28% more people coming back to your website, and it improves your average order value by 70%.
What?
Because they trust you, right? So they trust you.
Did you just say that increases the AOV, average order value, by 70%?
70%, and it increases them coming back to your website to buy more by 28%, and then it increases that one-time order by 19%. It's because people trust you, and it's not just because you got the secure transaction. A lot of sites are losing conversions by putting in a little secure transaction icon that doesn't do anything. And they try to link on, you try to link on it, and it doesn't go anywhere. Well, this hurts your conversion rate. Our secure transaction is clickable so that you can see that it checks for PCI compliance, checks for malware, makes sure your SSL certificate is active, And not only do we say that we do those things, but we do those things and make sure that you've got a site that's safe, because as long as your site is safe, then you keep making money. As long as you keep making money, I keep making money. So it's a win-win-win. It's a win for you as a website owner. It's a win for me because I receive that money helping you integrate that into your website. And then it's a win for your clients because now they know that their information is safe. They know that they can trust you. So what do? They buy from you. They partner with you. They utilize your services. They utilize your products. And that's just that one product, that secure transaction. It's called Trust Card. You guys may have heard of the Trust Card symbol forever. Like I said, my brother Dave created that back in 2006.
Wow. Now, so who's your ideal client?
So our ideal client is somebody who's already gone through the initial phase of things, already starting to have orders. 100 orders a month or more is where we hit. Obviously, we got big clients. Namecheap.com has over 2 million ratings and reviews with us. 1-800-Flowers, over 2 million ratings and reviews with us. We've got the big clients, but our bread and butter are these companies that need to go from nobody knows who the heck I am to, oh, that's those guys. Let's do business with them. And we build that trust through these trust signals, through the social proof on your website, and then we push that information over to Google and make sure that everybody knows about it. We're actually a Bing rating and review official partner as well.
Who? Bing?
Bing, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
And did you say that Namecheap is your client?
Namecheap.com does ratings and reviews with us.
Wow, that's massive. They're huge.
Over 2 million ratings and reviews with us. Yeah, we've got a couple of dozen of those. We have about 4,000 clients. About 2 dozen of those are big enterprise companies, and then most of them, like I said, are bread and butter. Those that are about somewhere between 500 and 2,000 orders a month. That's our bread and butter.
Did you say 5,000 clients?
4,000.
4,000 clients.
Active clients. It's interesting because last night I received a call from a guy who stopped using us, and I tried to get out of him. Why did you stop?
Yeah.
He didn't know but when he got there, he found out that he had 37,000 ratings and reviews with us, verified reviews, by the way. And these reviews are just sitting there. We're just holding them, and so he came back to us. So we're continually not only getting people who have left us back to us, but continue to get new clients as well. Yeah, so he's signing up. In fact, I'm looking at his invoice this morning. So yeah, it's just fun.
We have NameCon. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name properly. It says, sounds like a game-changing episode. Can't wait. 100%. I'm like getting floored here because of all the things that you're able to do with this trifecta, the SSO active, PC compliance, malware, the trust card, the Google reviews, all the things that companies need to be able to boost their sales, build the trust, fortify their brand, and help scale their businesses. These are huge. Let me ask the next question, because I heard Namecheap, and then I think that's a flower business. Is that what you said?
1-800-Flowers.
What? That's massive.
1-800-Flowers does ratings and reviews with us. Another company who people haven't heard of but are doing just as well, from youflowers.com, 2 million ratings and reviews. Verified. Now, this verification is a big deal, and we talk about it in our book. And anybody who talks to me and lives in the United States, I will send them a free copy of the book, shipping included.
Really?
That's part of your group, right? So, and they have to live in the United States, and I'll just ship it to them. I don't know if you can see behind me, but we've got thousands of boxes back here, and those
are all books.
We want to get this out to him, but one of the things that the book talks about, Reputation King, is that you got to be careful who you go with to provide ratings and reviews for your company, because there are companies out there that are open source companies.
Oh,
Open source, right? So Google Business Profile, for example, open source. Anybody, whether they've been a customer of yours or not, they can go in there and they can leave a review for your company. The uninvited review that you put in there. So Trustpilot, that's another one that these guys just let anybody leave a rating and review for your brand. The problem with the problem with that.
It's disturbing.
Well, Google Business Profile, they do it. Better Business Bureau, they do it. Facebook does it. You never have to be a client in order to do these things. But with Shopper Approved, these reviews are verified. The problem is that your rating, if you use some of these other companies, the rating of your reviews is less because you got these uninvited people. You got your ex-wife, you got your ex-employees, you got your competitors that are acting inappropriately and putting in 1-star ratings and reviews for you.
Yeah.
That you never invited. And so what we found of a bunch of research is that 10 to 1 leave a negative review on open source sites, whereas if you have a closed site like ours, 20 to 1 leave a positive rating and review. So we also created a tool that instead of sending all of your reviews to Shopper Approved, we pioneered this as well. This opportunity allows us to send 10%, 20% of your Shopper Approved reviews to these other sites that are open source. So now your Google Business Profile that might have been at a 3%, 3.5%, now pushes up to a 4, 4.5, 5. Your Trustpilot, and where it was at a 1 or 2%, now pushes up to a 4, 4.5%. And so what now people, when they look for your brand, they don't see a 4.7 from Shopper Approved and then a 2 and then a 1 and they're mixed. They're like, what's the real story here? How can I trust these guys? But with our reputation management tool, anywhere people look online, they're going to see positive ratings and reviews for you through that tool. So just another,
you know what?
another one of
you
us.
You just floored me and educated me because number one, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I heard you say that these uninvited reviews, which are open source reviews, these sites such as that we all know, Better Business Bureau, Facebook Reviews, Trustpilot, Google Business Profile, the ones that we look for the decisions that we're trying to make to use our hard-earned money to trust is not trustworthy.
No, because anybody, I mean, all you have to do, don't take my word for it, go into your Google Business Profile and see if you yourself could go in and write a review. All you have to do is click that button, and then you write that review. And so that's the difference between getting a request when they make the purchase, immediately with the purchase, making that request for that rating and review after that person has purchased it, and then once the product's been delivered, then they get an email. So those two create what we call a verified review when those two reviews match. And so does Google, and Google counts it as a qualified review, and which actually helps your top quality score with Google. I don't know if you got a business, I know you're fighting for that top quality score with Google. When you're looking there, you will see if they're coming from us or from your Google or from Trustpilot or wherever those reviews are coming from, you can see those reviews right there. And if your reviews are high enough, you will become a top quality store. And it's a big deal. Google recognizes you at a higher level. We've got, and you know, the other when you're talking about Google, you're talking about trying to answer people's questions. It's a search engine, so people are searching for things on Google. So you have questions that are asked. You want to answer those questions. Well, through Shopper Approved, you can put your questions and answers into Google and have them show up right up at the top in what they call a featured snippet. Those featured snippets answer the questions that people have to you, bring people back to your website, and it's 40% of the click-through rate for those different pages. And so when you combine, and I haven't even talked about all of our services, but when you combine ratings and reviews, trust signals like TrustGuard, the Q&A software that not only shows up on your website, but now shows up as feature snippets and regular snippets, the stars that show up on Google when people are searching for your products and your brand, it brings people over to your website. And we've had case studies that have 4 times the amount of targeted high intent purchase traffic to people's website, and then conversion rates 30% or better conversion rate depending on where you're at.
That's incredible. And I'm appalled at the open sourced, reviews that are not verified, because I didn't know that. So I'm educating. I'm getting educated, and I'm sure this podcast is educating so many other people who are not even aware of this. So when we talk about shopper approved growth, I mean, obviously you probably faced many challenges, because people are using all these different open source reviews, which we think is verified, which we think is, trusted, and it's not, clearly. How do we go from, a shopper approved growth, which is, a trusted, verified, closed source, and I don't know if we see enough of that, to be honest, but we're only going on what we see and what we know and hear. How do you bring that gap and close it?
Well, a lot of what that is educating people, and you do a good job of it on all your podcasts and what you do, Jay. It's important. And we
hold that up. I'm gonna take a picture. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay, got it.
So we educate people and try to show them that this is the case. When you're looking at a rating and review, it's recency is important. The rating, how high it is, that's important. The quantity, like, do they have 2 reviews in there, or do they have 2,000, or do they have 2 million, like some of these companies we've talked about? Though, what's that look like? Is that rating and review being displayed on your website? Is that rating and review being syndicated to Google? And these are important questions that you need to know, not only as a consumer, but as a business owner. So as a consumer, you need to really look at all of those different factors before making a buying decision. And some of those trust signals like TrustGuard can really help.
Amazing. What were some of the key strategies to help companies scale from startup to an Inc. 500 company?
Well, that's a great question, and you need a lot of strategies, right? A lot of players in the game before we even get started. That's why we've partnered with people like Logical Position, Big Leap, some of these big players that can help you create your website, right? Help you make sure all of the pages are linked so that they're optimized to go to Google. These are basic things that we don't provide, but that our partners provide, and that are important, right? People need to be able to find you, and once they get to your website, they need to say this looks like a legitimate website. So you need partners with you who can create a beautiful website, who can create an effective, efficient website so people can navigate it easily. Those are really important things. So once you've got, and then sometimes you need to, create your products and services and help people with consultants like Jay, who can really mold what you want to do into a sellable package. Right? Those are things that you got to do before we can come into the game. Then once you've got something that you can sell, whether it's a service or whether it's a product or several products, then we link to the checkout page that opportunity to request a rating and review. And then with those ratings and reviews, then you start building a reputation online. And with that reputation online, now you can start answering questions that people have using our AI generated system and start pushing those to the top of Google. You can start putting these ratings not only when people are looking for your brand, but now they're looking for your product. You can start putting those on there, and you can start putting them on your website, displaying widgets and seals and rating and review awards that show up on your website so that they can see that you're a legitimate company. As you do this, you start growing and growing. That's why Shopper Approved, we practice what we preach. We were on the Inc. 500 list twice, 2 years in a row,
Amazing.
2016, 2017. So those are the kind of things that you want to do, even though we're just a family-oriented business. My daughter sits kitty corner from me over here.
Oh, does she really?
Yeah, my nephew's the CEO.
What?
Yeah, and we've like my other nephew does our design work for all of the seals and images and badges and stuff like that. We've got about 30 people here in Utah that work. That's the other thing that you'll find with other rating and review companies. Obviously, nobody has the stack of traffic and conversion tools that we have, but you'll find that a lot of these are in other countries. It's hard to get a hold of them. It's hard to connect with them. You've got a service issue, a support issue. You can't connect. You can call us. You can email us. We're always available to help. In fact, I was here till 8 o'clock last night.
Oh my gosh.
Helping this guy that I told you for some reason had left Shopper Approved, and I was like, I'm sorry, I wasn't here when that happened. Let's get going again. So yeah, we're available, and we want to help. If you got a business and you've got 100 orders, at least 100 orders a month, we want to help you. Or if you know somebody who does, we want to help them.
So predominantly e-commerce.
E-commerce, 80% e-commerce, and then service-oriented business about the other 20.
And what kind of service based businesses do you specialize in, or that are your clients?
Well, it just depends. I mean, we've got public speakers, that do that utilize our services, not just the ratings and reviews, but the AI generated Q&A software. People are asking questions about, how do I get somebody to present or to be a keynote speaker for me for this or that or the other? They're asking those questions. So if you don't have the opportunity to get them not only on your website, but then push those to Google to show up as featured snippets, then you're losing the game. And so, whatever services that you've got, we've got a mosquito guy that I'm just trying to think of personal people that I've helped. And lots of different service-oriented clients that come in, including consultants. A lot of consultants.
Okay. So that is a perfect segue for some, case studies. And I wanted to also, before we end our time, kind of ask you some tough questions with regards to SEO, because I've been hearing horror stories of people spending a lot of money and not getting any results and not having any tracking or KPIs, and even understanding how SEO works. Like, some people say that they can get results fast. Some people say it takes at least a year. Some people say that, unless you're spending a ton of money, which might be tens of thousands of dollars or more, you're kind of playing the pay-to-play game. So if you can debunk that and share some case studies, so educate us and share some results, would be super fantastic.
Yeah, and hopefully you can see this here. So people aren't wrong, right? Before AI came in the game, it took us 5 years to move somebody from zero traffic to 600,000 page views a month, right? It took 5 years, but with AI, it's less than half of that now. So you can start seeing results immediately. In fact, in our dashboard, you will see what we call the ROI generator, return on investment calculator.
Really?
And so this calculator shows exactly how many click-throughs you got, exactly how much money that was worth, and what that was worth not only this month, but what it's at totally. Yeah, so I can show people who are interested. This is just one case study out of dozens of case studies that we've done. It's a great company. These guys do fire pits, and their goal was to automate the collecting process, right, and distribute these reviews, and then answer people's questions proactively. I don't know if you're a business owner, but you may just spend half your time answering the exact same question 20 times. Well, this is one thing that our Q&A software does, is it allows you to be a one and done. You answer the question once, and then people don't ask it. In fact, one of the case studies that we've done shows 60% decrease in customer service requests with the Q&A software on your website. So a lot of different reasons. Not only that, but a 5% decrease in customer returns because they actually understood what product they were getting before they got it. So a lot of different reasons to get the Q&A, right? So we started with this strategy. We wanted to install seller ratings, store ratings, and create that system for them to start collecting ratings and reviews. We also wanted product reviews to start collecting them there. And then we wanted to implement the Q&A system, that AI generated, AI enhanced Q&A system to start answering people's question. So this is what that looks like. You can see our seal down here at the bottom. You can see the stars and what this looked like here, and what this looks like on a page that does a category page. So then they go from this page right to the product page, which is this page, and you can see the ratings and reviews here with the add to cart, and you can see the questions and answer page here as well. So they can just click on that and get all their questions answered there too. They can see that there's 35 reviews. They can click on that and they can go to look at every single one of the reviews that were there. And remember, these are verified reviews, people who have been legitimate clients. And then you can see what happens in Google. So this question here, which has nothing to do with their website, their brand, you can see the brand is included here. Then you can see the featured snippet that they received here. You can see another snippet that they received here. So in this case study here, you know, they're getting 50% of the click-through rates there. And on your website, on their website, they're getting information here that is answering people's questions. This way they don't have to go to Google, because sometimes if they go to Google to get the answer, what happens, Jay? They don't come back. You lost them. And they might use somebody else. So here's another example. This one without their name in it, 36-inch decorative elliptical fire pit, no name for the brand, and you can see that it shows up 1, 2 places here with S fire pits right up at the top.
Yeah.
And so these questions are getting back to Google, and they're showing up, not only showing up here, but they're showing up with stars in them. And those stars help them get to the. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to Google lately, but popular products was never a thing. And now Google is showcasing for free popular products, and if they have stars in those products, they show up there. You can see in this example, Etsy doesn't have the stars. So what do you choose? You choose the one that has
100% always
231 stars, or do you choose Modern Blaze with 5 or 19?
Easy answer.
Easy choices. And these are 100%. Things that are going to Google, and now that's getting you the 4 times more targeted traffic, people who really want your stuff because they're asking the questions that you know they're going to ask, and you know that they've asked in the past. Same thing here with ratings and reviews. Sometimes you can just type in a company here and then type in the word reviews after it. You will find out what kind of ratings and reviews they get. And in this case, you can see the rating and reviews right here as they show up there. So in this case, there's a 360% rise in the conversion rate there with those results. And I can show you more case studies where we've done just as good or better. And so those are the kind of things that we can do. And that we do all day long here. So
it is incredible. I think for me, I mean, obviously I appreciate the case studies. I appreciate the numbers because I'm a numbers geek, and you know, numbers don't lie. People do. And what talking about lying, all those open sourced reviews, now it just bothers me because like I feel like I'm being lied to and manipulated in a way that I wasn't aware of. Because like, you know, when you do Amazon, I always use the fake spotter review, which is the real analysis, supposedly, I guess. because they'll get an A, and then next thing you know, the fake spotter review on Amazon comes out as an F or a D. And I'm just like, anyone can put anything, and they can hire their VA or their family or a third world, country army of people and put all these amazing reviews for a product that sucks. And you buy it because people have said that it's amazing, and you get this crappy product that breaks as soon as you open it, and you're just like, what the heck happened? And then I'll do a fake spotter review, and I'm like, oh, the A is not an A, it's actually a D or an E or an F. And I'm just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and it's not just hurtful to the consumer, but it's hurtful to the client too. It's hurtful to the business owner, because they've got a company that, if they're trying to do business well, our average client out of our 4,000 clients is a 4.7 rating because of how slick our process is. Our average is a 4.7 rating.
Wow.
And that's because of how easy it is to answer, right? If you, when you go to our system and buy something, we just put the stars there. Hey, how would you rate the ease, the process of getting this product? You just push the 5-star, that's it. And then if you want to leave a review, you can, but we don't send all that information at once. We make it very easy for people to leave ratings and reviews, both initially and then in the email. We make it super easy for them, so they leave a higher review than people. Than other people. What happens in the open source sites is that you've got companies who are good companies that are having uninvited people, maybe their competitor, maybe ex-employees, leave bad reviews that shouldn't reflect on that company, shouldn't reflect poorly on that company, but do because they're open source. And so the company is a 4.7 company that shows up at a 3.5. So it hurts that brand by being open source as well, instead of helping that brand by making sure that every single one of those reviews are verified.
Wow. Okay. So unfortunately, we've run out of time, so we have to do a part 2. I have lots of questions about SEO, the trust card, your family business and how that runs and the dynamics of that. But I'm gonna end off with a lightning round, which is getting to know Aaron, which is like a game show, and I'm gonna do like a minute sizzle reel to kind of say, what is your morning routine, tea or coffee?
I'd have to go with coffee, but usually I just use water.
Okay, cool. There you go. Favorite AI tool?
Our Q&A software.
Okay. What's one leadership tip that you would give to a new entrepreneur just starting out in the e-commerce space?
Get in contact with Jay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Is there any hidden talent that might surprise your clients or followers, perhaps a hobby or skill outside of business?
Well, I like to hike a lot. Was regional wrestling champion back in the day. I don't know. I swam, not just high school wrestling.
Okay, nice.
I don't even know what. Yeah, I don't even know what brand it, but whatever we did in high school. We and then I swim. I can swim. My brother taught me how to swim when I was 50 years old, and so I can swim for like 2 hours. I can swim for like 2 hours without stopping. I always knew how to do this kind of thing, and then this. But he taught me how to, breathe under the water, and I can go for 2 hours without stopping. Swim.
Wow. And you like to dabble with golf sometimes?
And I dabble with golf. There you go. Actually, I didn't say, I mentioned one brother, but so I have 10 brothers. 10 brothers. And we get together, well, when it's good weather, once a week, once every other week, and we go golfing. So that's a lot of fun. None of us are getting any better, but we go to dinner afterwards, and we have a lot of fun. So
that's amazing. Okay, that's another reality TV show in itself, a Netflix documentary with 11 is it 11 boys?
Yeah, same mom and dad. Yeah.
Poor mom. I mean, or what a blessing. But my gosh, I'm sure she was aiming for that girl. So last question. Is there a personal quote or mantra or Bible verse? I'm not sure if you're a person of faith that you live by, that it comes to both your business and your life that you live by.
I am a person of faith. In fact, I'm writing a book right now on the Beatitudes.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
What I try to live by is work what matters most.
And when's that
And
coming
that could
out?
be different right now, right? I'm spending time
Yeah.
with you right now. This is what matters most to me right now. And then after this call, then I got to decide, during that next 5 minutes, 15 minutes, half hour, what matters most to me. And that, like I say, could differ.
Amazing.
Every day.
I love that. And I love that you are releasing this book and that you have this amazing resource for people, that you have this book that you can ship out for free as well. Reputation King. So I want to give you a shout out. Connect with Aaron Brandley at the links below, and that you can, how to become the most trusted online brand in this industry. There's going to be links there as well. So please connect with Aaron if you're looking to find how to increase your social proof, build your trust, boost your brand, increase your 4x or more your free intent traffic lead sources, 30% increase in sales or more, depending on what your brand and your product is. So Aaron, again, thank you so much for your time. We'll have to do a part 2, and really appreciate all the knowledge and all the insights and the trust that you rebuilt in my heart today, and the way that you're building your business and the way you're valuing your family. And also with the book based on the your faith in God and the Beatitudes, work what matters most, being fully present. So on behalf of Sales Ninja Show podcast, Aaron, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you on the next show.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, Aaron.